Greetings. Hello. My name is Zach Ripley. I have been given a task of cooking TPACK style today. And per chance, my wife has been willing to help, and when at random asked to select for me a plate, a bowl, and a utensil, she came up with this fork as my utensil. It is a fairly standard size. In our house, these are the short forks, as the end of the fork is shorter on this one than some of our others. She has also selected for me this bowl. It is one of our standard cereal bowls, ice cream bowls, whatever else you use these kinds of bowls for. About a normal sized bowl. You can see here comparison with my hand. Not particularly large, nor is it particularly small. And finally, this plate. And this happens to be one of the large plates in our house of the two sizes of dinner serving plates. We'll see then how well suited these tools are for my task. It appears that as selected at random, my task today will be to cut up vegetables as though to serve on a vegetable platter. The vegetable of choice at the moment then being the only one in our refrigerator at this time is broccoli. Therefore, I will attempt to use these following tools to prepare broccoli. As you can see, opening the broccoli does not require much particular use of my tools, just tearing the plastic away. I'm already beginning to make a mess, and I can tell you that as I observe, I think that I will attempt to use this plate for my preparation station, like a cutting board perhaps. So I'm going to remove the extras off the broccoli, and when preparing fresh broccoli, which this is obviously fresh broccoli, the first step is to get rid of the excessive stems. Now I'm going to try cutting with this fork and see how that will serve my purpose. I'm somewhat nervous about breaking my plate, given that it is stoneware or earthware or whatever these plates are called. Okay, that worked alright. With the next stem, I'm going to try this a little bit differently. I'm going to use the end of the fork, and I'm going to try and repurpose the fork, I suppose you could say, and stab the broccoli to break it apart more easily. That seems to work alright, except then I'm left with these little stringy pieces, and I'm not particularly sure that I want to do that because the broccoli will look all mangled. So I'm not quite confident yet that I know a good method for cutting this broccoli. Perhaps if I use both strategies at once, seems to work a little bit better. One stem to go. It is apparent to me that this tool, not being the ideal tool, is effective to a degree, but I can assure you that I would much rather have a nice serrated knife. I could just hack right through these stems. Broccoli tends to be a pretty tough vegetable when raw, and would have been much simpler to have a utensil better suited to cutting and I guess slicing as opposed to stabbing or prodding. There we have my broccoli. I'm going to make use of my final tool, the bowl, as a presentation piece, I suppose. And at this moment in time, I think perhaps a salad bowl would have been more ideal, just as a cutting board would have worked better than a plate, just because I wouldn't have been as concerned about breaking a cutting board as I was about breaking the plate by hitting it too heavily with a metal fork. Yes, I think a salad bowl or a vegetable platter, I could put dressing or dipping in the middle, something to that degree. There we have my cut up broccoli. ready for presentation to be served raw or perhaps later to cook.